דקה. אחי, טוב.
Woo! Talk to me, bitches! Talk to me! How's everybody doing? Welcome to Untouchable City Prep. If it's your first time, let me invite you to hit subscribe and join the Untouchables. If you don't know about me, I am coming out of the heart of Detroit. I don't live in a suburban community, I live in the inner city of Detroit. So I give a fresh perspective about issues that are really happening within urbanized communities with minorities, and I just give my perspective. So if this is your first time joining the channel, I'd like for you to hit the subscribe button. I'm always real, I'm a real prepper, not rich. I always give a real perspective about things. So what we're gonna talk about today is protection in our schools. Is it enough? We have so many mass shootings going on now within our schools, and it used to just be high school, but now it's not limited to high schools anymore. It's middle school, high school, even what we saw in Texas in Uvalde, they're now shooting up elementary schools. You know, some of these people, man, that are doing these mass shootings, man, they're really, we want to say they're sick individuals, but they're targeting these schools because they're soft targets. And that's why I'll always stand up for the Second Amendment and people who stand up for the Second Amendment, because we're living in a time where nowhere we go is safe. And the quicker we can come to that reality, the more we need to understand how important the Second Amendment is. Nancy Pelosi's husband just got, I think he just said he admitted to driving DUI. And she's one of the biggest pushers of assault weapons bans. Let me tell you guys, I never got shot at, but I almost had my life taken away by a drunk driver. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times I almost got my life taken by a drunk driver. And we're sitting up here negotiating the Second Amendment about assault rifles. Are you kidding me right now? That's why we're having this conversation right now. Once again, I appreciate everybody who's new, tuning into the channel. And I invite you guys to leave your comments below and let me know how I feel. Am I right or am I wrong when I speak on these topics? You know, and it's not a Democrat thing. This is not a Republican thing. This is about our children. So I'm speaking from a totally non-biased point of view right now. And I sincerely mean that. Whether I'm a Democrat or a Republican right now, that has nothing to do with it. I'm speaking on it because my children are important. And my children are my life. And if you guys love your children like I love mine, I'm pretty sure you'll agree when I say I'm speaking from not a Democratic point of view or a Republican point of view right now. I'm strictly a father with 2 children. So I went to my kids' school. They started new school today. And you know how you go to orientation the first day, you get the tour of the school, you meet your teachers, blase, blase, blah. So I'm with my wife, and you know, you know, I always ask the tough questions that just drive my wife crazy. But I have to ask her because as a leader of my household and the protector of my household and as a real father, which we're growing up in a world now where there aren't really real fathers. You guys know what I mean. I'm not talking about the guy who just pays child support. I'm talking about real fathers who provide and protect, who's there for their family. I had to ask this question because me being a 2A advocate, I had to ask this question. And I asked in the middle of everybody, I said, how's the security in the school? This is an elementary school. You know, my kids are 4. So, and this is in the heart of Detroit. They're going to be going with their little cousin. So I'm going to have my 2 boys, my 2 twin boys, and I'm going to have one of their little cousins going to the school. So I'm deeply concerned about the security of the school. So I asked a question, you know, at the end of, you know, the teachers and the principals talking, and they give you all the nice stuff about arts and crafts. I said, let's talk about the real topic. I said, how's the security in the school? And she said, well, Mr. J, nobody really asked me that question. She said, we have 1 security officer and she's not armed. So automatically, that drew a big red flag for me, guys. That drew a huge red flag for me. Now, Detroit Public Schools it's a low, they're on a budget. Let's put it like that. They're on a budget. We're all on a budget right now, but as you guys probably know, Detroit Public Schools are really struggling right now. And, you know, but that is no excuse not to have proper security, you know. So I asked her, I said, well, how's the security in the elementary school? She said, we have 1 unarmed security officer in the building. She said, well, the teachers, she tried to clean it up. She said, well, the teachers, they're here with her. She said, the teachers are here with her. I said, that's good. That's good. So in her words, she's trying to say we all support each other, which is excellent, and that's how it should be. So I asked, my second question I asked, I said, why isn't she armed? They couldn't answer that question. Okay. My next question was, what kind of training did she have? They didn't have a question for that either. And then I asked a very uncomfortable question. I said, how do you guys feel about having firearms in the building to protect the children, possibly an AR-15, and everybody just got uncomfortable, and my wife really got on me for asking about that question, but that was important to me. You know, that was very important to me because I only get these 2 kids. I'm not having any more. This is it. You only get 1 family. You know, my boys to me mean a life to me. You know, I couldn't imagine seeing my kids' school being shot up and waiting for the police to put hand sanitizer on their hand to go save these children like they was in Uvalde. We're literally watching the police put hand sanitizer on their hand with body armor while the children are being shot. You know, so, you know, that was an important question to me, you know, and they didn't have an answer, and it really disturbed me. And I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys feel like AR-15s are necessary in all of our schools? And I'm going to say especially elementary at this point in time, after what happened in Uvalde. Because we've already been shown numerous times, and I respect law enforcement more than you guys ever know. I respect all police officers, but there are some police officers like in Uvalde who will not be there and will not react appropriately to save our children. You know, and it very much so worries me that this is our reality now. You know, so my wife said, you know, that was an inappropriate question to ask. You know, that was out of the way. You know, that was a very intimidating question. But that was important to me. You know, I think there should be an AR-15 in every school in the United States. And I'm going to tell you why. And maybe I'm right and maybe I'm wrong, and you guys can put your comments in there. Because I'm going to tell you why. This is just my opinion. Now keep in mind, I've never been in the military. I'm not an ex-police officer, anything like that. I'm just a landscaper, and that's my job. That's my career. That's all I am, okay? Point one, school is about to start. I can guarantee you there's somebody out there, unfortunately, and I pray to God I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. And I'm praying for all the kids going back to school right now. I really am. There's somebody out there planning a mass shooting in a school right now. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. And it's probably some kind of elementary school, because they're soft targets, because they know they don't have a defense for what they're about to bring. Okay? We need armed security. We need visible armed security in our school. We need, in my opinion, we need to get AK-47s or AR-15s into security in all our schools, and we need it to be visible. We don't need it to be. We don't need it to be something that's covered up. We need to let our children know that, hey, this person is here to protect you. Because I'll be damned if I sit around and wait for the police to save my kids in my school. If I can get in there and save your children's lives and mine, I'm doing it. I'm not waiting on a SWAT team. I'm not waiting on police. I'm not even calling the police first in Detroit, because number one, the police don't even come to Detroit. So I'm definitely not even about to waste time and go call the police for Detroit. We need visible security in every school in America. I would say with an AK-47. I would say an AK-47. If you want to get an AR-15, get an AR-15. I would give them an AK-47. That's what I would give every. If I'm the president right now, I'm mandating there is an armed security officer with the highest level body armor available with the AK-47 in every school. Because these mass shootings are not going to stop you guys. You know, and I really would like to say we need two, but being realistic, at least one. At least one. And I need that security officer to have a panic button that's going to let everybody know in the school that something is wrong. And the teachers need to have one too. There needs to be a panic button in every classroom or in every other classroom or something to let this trained person know in the school that, hey, we have a situation. We have a situation. And then they can contact the police. Or maybe the panic button can automatically send a signal to the nearest police station that, hey, we have an issue. because these mass shootings are not going to stop in our schools, guys. And I know there's somebody looking at this video saying, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy about my family, and I'm crazy about the security of my family. But if I'm the president, this is what I'm mandating. I'm having one armed, trained, notice I'm saying trained security in every school in America. And you could say, well, that costs a lot of money. Well, we just sent $5 billion to Ukraine and Javelin missiles. Thank you, Biden. He found money for that with no problem. Probably sent them more than that $5 billion. I don't know. Javelin missiles, we done sent them all missiles, and I heard we selling the missiles now. They selling the weapons. You know what I'm saying? So we just found an extra $5 billion. Gas is going up ridiculously high. People can't even afford to go to work anymore, let alone landscapers like me. So you would say, man, that's probably out of the budget. That would be expensive. It's not. Are your kids too expensive? Raise my taxes. I don't care. This is what we need to secure our schools. Every school, college, elementary, needs a well-paid, well-trained, and well-equipped person in every school and college in the United States. It would bring jobs, it would bring protection, and it would bring peace of mind. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, I could be right. But I think our kids are worth it. I don't think anybody would say our schools are protected right now. I can honestly say I don't feel like any school has just great security. You know, I remember when I went to college, you know, the security they had there was still lackadaisical. You know, they was more drunk than the students half the time. So I think it's necessary. I think we need AK-47s with the highest level body armor possible in every school, elementary, middle school, high school, and college. Our kids are worth this. You know, we need a program for this, and we need a plan. That's what leadership is. Because I am extremely worried that I'm going to turn on TV and I'm going to see another Uvalde. You know, we've already seen how the police react to these mass shootings. You know, they're undertrained, they're unprepared, and they're unequipped mentally to handle these things. It's just not happening. And I think we need to take the safety and security of all students in the United States seriously. Because I'm going to tell you why, these mass shooters, they are very serious. Mass shootings are very serious. And it's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not a Mexican thing, it's just about our children. You know? So, that's how I feel today. I just want to share you guys that story with you today. And let me know in the comments below, am I wrong or am I right? Am I crazy? Am I not? But this is how I feel, because my family is important to me. And I think will it be hard to adjust to that? Will it be hard to walk into school and see somebody in full body armor, full tactical gear with an AK-47? It will be. But I'm going to tell you what would be harder. Getting a phone call that's saying your school with your child has just been shot up. And the police are putting hand sanitizer on their hands in the hallway, 5 to 12 people deep, watching your kids get shot up. They should put that in the budget. President Biden, you should put that in the budget. You just sent all these billions of dollars to Ukraine. You just sent them Javelin missiles. You just sent them tanks. You just sent them Apache helicopters. That's what I would do. That's what leadership would be done. because it has to be done. And every teacher should be able, that has a CPL, that's been trained, they should be able to have a firearm in the school. If it's registered and if it's legal and they passed a mental background check, they should be able to have a firearm in the school. And I understand that every teacher doesn't feel comfortable with having a firearm. And I totally respect that. But let's also respect those who are willing to take their firearm to school with them, to protect their life, their students' lives, and those who love. Because it's unfair that we have to wait on police to put hand sanitizer on to save our children. I want to let you guys know that. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for all the children in the United States to have a blessed school year, to have a productive school year. And we shouldn't have to live in fear, and we won't live in fear. But this should be done. And I know it will be a very hard transition to make within our school system at this point in time, but I feel as though it needs immediate action. If we could find $5 billion to send to Ukraine every month, we could have a bill for this too. We need immediate action for this school year. This is Untouchable City Preppers, and I love you with the love of Christ. I hope you guys have a blessed school year, all your children. Thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. Anybody that's watching this, let me know how you feel. I appreciate your comments. I try to respond to everybody. If I don't, I'll get to you. And salute. Thank you.